So let's start out and remind ourselves of some facts that we already know. We're going to try to learn how to do long division by a two-digit number. But let's start out easy and let's see. Let's say I want to divide 140 by 10. Now what is important to remember is this is just 14 tens. And if you have 14 tens and you want to um, So you can see when you divide by 10, the answer that you're going to get is going to be equal to 14. And the reason is that if you have 14 tens, what you can do is each one of the tens can be divided among 10 children, and that will lead to one. Let's say you have 10 chocolates. So each 10 will get divided into, and will be, each child will get one chocolate from each 10. And there are 14 such packets. So that means the child will get 14 chocolates. Another way to think of this is that it's just 10 14s, and if you have 10 chocolates and you divide among 10 children, each child gets one. If you have 10 apples and you divide among 10 children, you get one apple each. If you have 10 14s and you divide among 10 children, you're going to get 14 each. That's what each person should get. Okay, so that's something. So this is the idea that the zeros cancel. Okay, so it can so this is the cancellation really means that this zero is getting rid of this zero, and there is no zero over here. So now if you add another zero, let's say if I have 1400 divided by 10, so note I have one zero here and two zeros here. So now you can see the answer will turn out to be 140, and the explanation is exactly the same. This is going to be 140 tens, and 140 tens divided by 10, the answer is going to be 140. So this really, there's only one zero here, and the one zero is here because the two zeros minus the one zero led to one zero. So this is called the cancellation sort of rule for division. And if you had 14, so let's say if you had 14,000 divided by 10, the answer would be 1,400. Okay, so it would be just 3 minus 1, which is two zeros. So that's one fact that you need to remember. Another fact that will come in handy, for example, if you're dividing 140 by 20, so let's try to divide 140 by 20. So let's divide 140 divided by 20. So I'm going to use so this is just 140 divided by 2 multiplied by 10, and we know this is just equal to I could write it as maybe 10 multiplied by 2. That might be easier. So I'm going to write it as 10 multiplied by 2. So then the answer is really 140 divided by 10, and then you divide the result by 2, and we know this is just 14 divided by 2, so it's just equal to 7. So again, the cancellation sort of idea applies because you are cancelling this 0 with this 0, so you're just dividing 14 by 2. Okay, that's sort of how people think about these computations. Another thing that you should remember, but let's go to the next page and see. So let's try to divide 536 by 4. So let's do this division. I want to divide 536 divided by 4. So here's the division. So I'm going to divide 536 by 4. So I have 500s. I have 500s. I want to give it among 4 children. I can certainly do that. I'll give 100 to each child, and I'll be left with exactly 100. But I can't do much with the 100, so I'm going to think of this as 10 tens, and I have 3 tens over here, so this I'll have 13 tens. And when I want to distribute 13 tens among 4 children, I can do that because I can give each child 3 tens, and I would have distributed 12 tens, but I would be left with a 10. And I don't know what to do with a 10, but I can think of this as 10 units, and I have 6 units here, so I have 16 units, and I can give 4 to each child, and I would have distributed everything, and I would have distributed my chocolates. These just zeros, so the answer is going to be 134. So this answer is 134. So this is a long division algorithm. So you should know that the 4 is called the, so there are terms for it. This is called, and they are used frequently, this is called the divisor, and this 134 right over here is called the quotient. So let's look at another calculation, and let's say I'm trying to divide 536 by 10. Let's do that. Let's divide 536 by 10. So this is again the calculation, 536 divided by 10. Just going to do it a bit faster. 5 tens are 50. I'm going to get 3, 36. 3 tens are 30, and I'm going to have a 6. So now I can't go any further. So please note, this is again the quotient. This is the divisor. And this number 6 that remains is naturally called the remainder. Okay, so now I'll also remind you of this little fact, that in this calculation that we did over here, I should have reminded you that when you say that maybe 536 divided by 4 is equal to 136, it means, really the meaning is 136 fours are equal to 536, and that's an important thing that you need to remember, that there's an interplay between division and multiplication. Okay, so now let's try to do a bit harder, a calculation with maybe 2-digit numbers, and let's say I want to divide maybe 473. Well, let me do an easier one first. Let me do 256 by 47. So if I want to divide 256 by 47, so I don't know, I have to estimate how many times will 47 show up, because I in 256. And now note 47 is probably close to 50, and I know 55s are equal to 250. Okay, and now 50, remember 47 is actually less than 50. So 47 is less than 50, which means that when I multiply 47 by 5, the answer will be less than 250. So that gives me confidence that I should multiply by 5. And if I multiply by 5, I'll get an answer which is 235. And what that means is that the remainder would be equal to 21. Okay, this would be the remainder. But there are times when the estimation is hard. So let's look at another estimation, like maybe 473 divided by 78. I still want to figure out how many times will 78 appear in 473. Well, let's estimate 78 by maybe 80, and I know that 86s are 480. But the problem is that 78 is less than 80, which means 78 sixes is going to be less than 480. But how much less? I have to be a bit more careful. I can estimate it, I can calculate it, but that's harder. So let's just calculate. So I can do 78 fives. It turns out 78 fives are equal to 390, and 78 sixes are equal to 468. So I can certainly multiply by 6. I'll get an answer which is 468, and I'll have 5 as a remainder. Okay, so hopefully this should all be clear to you. Thank you.